Security! Emergency! B corridor now! Nurse Sarah Bennett's scream froze the entire emergency room at St. Mary's Hospital. 47 family members, 12 nurses, and 3 security guards turned simultaneously. Dr. Marcus Reid had been waiting for 8 minutes. White coat, stethoscope, Northwestern University Dr. ID, but Sarah Bennett saw him as dangerous. "This man can't be staff," Sarah's voice trembled. "Check his ID. He might harm patients." Marcus didn't move. He just checked his watch. His Rolex Submariner, exactly 8:47 a.m., the busiest hour of the morning. "Security will be here in 2 minutes," Sarah said, panic button in hand. Marcus replied quietly, "Chief of Medicine Dr. Anderson will be here in 90 seconds. That calm, controlled voice made Sarah's blood run cold, because there was something she didn't know. Dr. Marcus Reid was St. Mary's Hospital's new chief of medicine, and today was his first day, but nobody recognized him. Have you ever misjudged someone so badly that it cost you your career, reputation, and your hospital's future? These are real-life stories, stories that show how prejudice turns into disaster. 6 minutes earlier, Marcus Reid had entered St. Mary's Hospital through the back entrance. First day, first hour, first test. His white coat had no name tag, intentionally. In his hand, a tablet displaying Hospital Staff Bias Assessment, Covert Test Protocol. As he walked toward the emergency room, nobody greeted him. Nobody said, "Good morning, doctor." Instead, whispers, "Who's that? New janitor? Looks like a patient's family member." Marcus heard every word, felt every glance, noted it on his tablet. 8:43 a.m., reception interaction, 0 greetings, 4 suspicious looks. B corridor. Now, Sarah Bennett had worked at St. Mary's for 12 years. She'd won Nurse of the Year. Patient satisfaction scores, 97%. But now she'd pressed the panic button. "Sir," security guard Jake Wilson approached, "I'm going to have to ask you to leave." Marcus didn't move. "Why?" "You're in a staff area. You're not authorized." Marcus pointed to his white coat. "I'm a doctor." Sarah interrupted, voice hysterical. "He's lying. Where's his doctor ID? I've never heard his name." Marcus slowly pulled out his Northwestern Medical School diploma, 2008 graduate, then his surgical specialty certificate, Johns Hopkins. Jake looked suspicious. "These documents could be fake." "Verify them," Marcus said quietly. Sarah's phone rang. Caller, Chief of Medicine, Dr. Anderson. "Sarah, come to my office. Now." The voice was cold and decisive. Sarah's face went white. "Chief of Medicine Office, 8:52 a.m., Dr. Patricia Anderson, a legend at St. Mary's with 30 years experience." But now her face was stone. "Sarah, do you know Dr. Marcus Reid?" "No, ma'am, Our new chief of medicine. Today's his first day." The air in the room froze. Sarah's knees shook. I didn't know." "You didn't know because you didn't look." Dr. Anderson's voice cut like a knife. "You saw a white coat. You saw a stethoscope. But when you saw a black doctor, you said dangerous." "No, I didn't mean it like that." "At 8:47, you called security, used the panic button. 47 family members recorded it. 12 staff members witnessed it. And right now, 3 of them uploaded it to social media." Sarah's eyes went wide. "Social media?" Dr. Anderson turned the tablet. Twitter, hashtag St. Mary's Racism. 8.4K tweets Instagram. Video, 127K views. TikTok, nurse calls security on black doctor. 340K likes Sarah's world collapsed. B corridor, 9:05 a.m. Marcus Reid now wore his chief of medicine badge. But it was too late. 42-year-old family member Rebecca Martinez had recorded everything on her phone. "Dr. Reid," Rebecca said, "I uploaded it to my YouTube channel. 50,000 views in 15 minutes. Marcus nodded. "Thank you." This is necessary for change. When Sarah returned to the corridor, eyes judged her. Silent condemnation. "Dr. Reid," Sarah's voice cracked. "I'm sorry. I didn't know." "Sarah," Marcus's voice was soft but firm. You've worked here for 12 years. You won Nurse of the Year. But today, when you saw a black man in a white coat, your first thought was dangerous. Why? Sarah couldn't answer. Because that's how bias works, Marcus said. You're not a bad person, but your subconscious is coded. Black man plus hospital equals threat. Conference hall, 10:30 a.m. Marcus Reid had assembled all hospital staff, 347 people, nurses, doctors, security guards, janitors. The video played on the big screen. The moment Sarah screamed, "This man is dangerous," the moment Jake tried to remove Marcus. The hall fell silent. This morning, I was seen as a threat in my own hospital, Marcus said into the microphone. I'm a board-certified doctor, a Johns Hopkins surgeon, but the white coat wasn't enough. Being black made me a threat. 347 people bowed their heads in shame. But, Marcus continued, Sarah Bennett isn't a bad nurse. Jake Wilson isn't a bad security guard. They're victims of systemic bias. And starting today, this hospital will change. New slide on screen, St. Mary's Bias Prevention Protocol. Mandatory implicit bias training for all staff. Monthly covert audits, 100% transparency. Every discrimination incident shared publicly. Zero tolerance. Discrimination equals immediate termination? Sarah's eyes filled with tears. Dr. Reid, will I be fired? Marcus looked at her. Sarah, I'm giving you two options. First, resign, career over, leave quietly. Second, stay, own your mistake, and spend the next 6 months training all new staff on bias. Tell your own story. Show how a good nurse can still be prejudiced. Sarah's voice trembled. I want the second option. 3 months later, Sarah Bennett had now visited 47 different hospitals, told her story, reached over 8,000 staff members. My name is Sarah Bennett. I've been a nurse for 12 years, and 3 months ago, I called security on my own chief of medicine because he was black. Her talks went viral. CNN, NBC, ABC. Everyone broadcast Sarah's transformation story, St. Mary's Hospital. Today, Marcus Reid sat in his office reading a new email. Subject, thank you, Dr. Reid. My name is Dr. Kenya Johnson, recent Johns Hopkins graduate. Last week, I went to my first job interview. I wore a white coat, showed my diploma, and the receptionist said, we're not hiring janitors. But this time, I was ready. I remembered your story. I stayed calm. I recorded it. And now that hospital faces a $2.3 million discrimination lawsuit. If it weren't for you, I would have left quietly. Thank you. Marcus smiled. Change began with one story, but revolution would continue with thousands of Dr. Kenya Johnsons. Final message. Real-life stories are powerful because they could be your story. Today, a black doctor faced discrimination. Tomorrow, a Latino nurse. The day after, a Muslim surgeon. But every recording, every share, every voice changes the world. What bias will you document? What injustice will you speak up against? Write your comment below. Send this video to 3 friends. Subscribe, because dignity is not negotiable. The next Marcus Reid could be you.